Muy buenas tardes a todas y todos. Sean bienvenidos y bienvenidas a este webinar titulado Construcción de alianzas con el aprendizaje en línea para enriquecer las habilidades laborales. En esta ocasión conoceremos nuevas plataformas y herramientas digitales que apoyan la educación a distancia, híbrida y presencial. Vamos saliendo de un contexto pandémico en donde esta tecnología nos permitió conocer muchos avances y de lo que podríamos ser capaces de alcanzar en las escuelas normales. Y bueno, aunque ya estamos regresando un poco a la presencialidad, no estamos dejando, por supuesto, esta modalidad a distancia o híbrida para continuar formándonos como profesionales de la educación. Saludo y doy la bienvenida especialmente a los colegas de Erudite, el maestro Robert Boyle y la maestra Leticia Esparza, quienes impartirán este webinar, así como a toda la comunidad normalista, estudiantes, docentes y directivos, y por supuesto a mis compañeros de la de GESOM. Como todos sabemos, las plataformas educativas se han convertido en auténticas y valiosas herramientas de aprendizaje, en especial durante y después de la pandemia, donde se hizo aún más evidente que no todos aprendemos de la misma manera. Algunos de nosotros aprendemos mejor a través de materiales auditivos, otros a través de infografías, imágenes y videos, mientras que otros necesitan experimentar las cosas por ellos mismos para lograr un aprendizaje real. La combinación de clases presenciales y el aprendizaje en línea garantiza que todas y todos podamos enfocarnos en el método de aprendizaje que nos resulte más efectivo. Por ello, durante este webinar, Robert Boyd y Leticia Esparza compartirán con nosotros las mejores prácticas e ideas para enriquecer la experiencia del aprendizaje a través de la tecnología y las plataformas educativas. Escuchemos ahora al maestro Rubén Enríquez, su director de enfoques y contenidos de la de GESOM, quien nos presentará las semblanzas de nuestros invitados. Bienvenidos y bienvenidas.
Thank you very much, Cesar. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to introduce Robert and Letty. Originally from London, Robert's journey into education took an unexpected turn from mathematics to language learning. In 2015, Robert's passion for online education led him to be a founding member of the Laureate Languages online program. There, he made significant contributions by creating online platforms, developing courses, and piloting innovative programs. Programs that were piloted and deployed in countries such as Mexico, Peru, Chile, Brazil, Spain, and as far as Malaysia. This experience motivated the creation of Erudite Languages, an online language learning platform that emphasizes interactive content and personalized learning experiences. Robert believes in the power of technology to enhance language learning and provide tailored solutions for diverse language needs, which is why his focus lies in creating engaging online platforms, designing interactive courses, and developing effective learning programs through Erudite Languages. Today, he's thrilled to share his experience and insights with you as we delve into the topic of building partnerships with online learning to enrich employability skills. Together, let's explore the exciting possibilities that arise from leveraging online education platforms, courses, and programs. Leticia Esparza is a fully professional, qualified, and experienced ESL, EFL, ESP business teacher, trainer, and coordinator. She holds a BA in teaching English as a foreign languages. She is interested in innovation, implementation, and research of information and communication technology, ICT. She is currently working as an educational coach for Erudite. Welcome, Robert and Leticia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so erudite languages, erudite experts in languages. Learning happens everywhere, not just in the classroom. It happens everywhere, as it says here, We learn in the classroom, however, we can learn wherever we are, wherever our students are. With a blended learning approach, help teachers, sorry, I guess I started with the wrong one. I guess it's this one. Okay, here it is, the erudite languages. Building partnership with online learning to enrich employability skills. Employability, which is the most important nowadays for our students to get unemployed. Employability skills. As you can see, guys, nowadays, we can, as teachers, we have to get our students prepared for our job market. How can our students get this employment? Through our skills that we are going to be able to teach our students. Employability skills is the most important as for this course. Blended learning. What is a blended learning? How can our students learn? Blended learning is like a mixture of learning through online and face-to-face, right? So this is what our students are going to be able to do. The world of work is changing, definitely. This is changing every single day. Young people are expected to enter the workforce with a wider range of skills than ever before. And so the role of the classroom is changing too. Absolutely, the role of the classrooms are changing. If we take a look at this picture, as you can see over here, there are jobs that don't exist anymore. In the past, some years ago, we didn't need to speak a second language to get a job like this. However, these kind of jobs don't exist anymore. That's why we have to have our students get ready with a second language. The more prepared they are, the better opportunities they will get. Okay, what do we mean by employability? Employability isn't about funneling people into a specific job. It's about the skills we need as people for success now and in the future. It's about being fulfilled and engaged in a rewarding career that helps you grow in ways you may not even have imagined. This is going to be something good and excellent for our students, not only to communicate for traveling, but also to get better employments. They can get better jobs, they can get better salaries. So this is our objective. It's about making sure that everybody has access to these opportunities. And as ever, we're here to support you as teachers and your students every step of the way. What skills do my students need to be employable? Digital literacy, ability to make best use of available technology. As you can see nowadays, our students, young students, are very good at using the technology. So the more they are learning, the better students are going to be. Sales skills, ability to build relationships and influence others. This is about convincing people to buy the products. Data analytics, ability to interpret information to make right decisions. Communication, ability to collaborate effectively across cultures, borders, and languages. This is what we are going to be doing with our students, to have our students get ready to communicate, to speak a second language around the world. English is one of the most important. So as a second language, our students are going to be able to get any job. Learning agility, ability to continuously learn, unlearn, relearn, and apply learning. And the last one, that is innovation, ability to, ability to inform and adapt to change. Nowadays, our students are very young, so I think they have this ability to inform and adapt to anything. The Future of Jobs Report 2023 The Future of Jobs Report 2023 explores how jobs and skills will evolve over the next 5 years. So imagine our future in 5 years, in 2028. This fourth edition of the series continues the analysis of expectations to provide new insights on how socioeconomic and technology trends will shape the workplace of the future. And it's true, this is like a shape, how our students are going to be able to get better jobs from now on, that is to 2023, for the future 2028. In 5 more years, we are going to be able to teach our students to learn a second language to get a better job. Why? Because if we compare with the past, in the past we didn't need any technology or to speak a second language to get a job. Now we do, and we are going to use it. I'm going to show you some graphics of the jobs. This is a first graphic. As you can see over here, we have some jobs that are going to start decreasing. Data entry clerks, administrative and executive secretaries, accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll clerks, security guards, building caretakers and housekeepers, cashiers and ticket clerks, material recording and stock keeping clerks, assembly and factory workers, postal service clerks, bank tellers and related clerks, shop salespersons, telemarketers, client information and customer service workers, business services and administration managers, door-to-door sell workers, news and street vendors, and related workers. So in 5 years, guys, all of these jobs are going to be decreasing. I don't know if you have seen that nowadays there are a lot of machines that are replacing human beings. That's why we need to get ready for this big change that is happening. Now, this is the second graphic, and this is something very good, because the good news is that we are here in this graphic in which it shows us that our job is going to be increasing. This is going to be very good for us because the demanding is going to be the highest. Take a look at this. Agricultural equipment operators, heavy truck and bus drivers, vocational education teachers. So this is for us. We are going to get more jobs. We are going to have the opportunity to teach our students how to get ready for their future. Let's continue with mechanics and machinery repairers, business development professionals, building frame and related trades workers, university and higher education teachers. Once again, take a look. Electrotechnology engineers, sheet and structural mineral workers, molders, and welders. Special education teachers. Can you see? This is for us, guys. This is our time. This is our job. Light truck and delivery services drivers, digital transformation specialists, construction laborers, sustainability specialists, and digital marketing and strategy specialists. Look at this. This is our time for us to have this big opportunity to teach our students what they are able to do. Now, as the third graphic, as you can see over here, this is the role of technology. How important is it nowadays to use the technology? Digital platforms and apps. This is the highest, and it has an 86.4%. Education and workforce development technologies, big data analytics, Internet of Things on connected devices, cloud computing, encryption and cybersecurity, e-commerce and digital trade, artificial intelligence, environmental management technologies, climate change mitigation technology, text, image, and voice processing, augmented and virtual reality, power storage and generation, electric and autonomous vehicles, and robots, non-humanoid. So what we are going to get ready is with our technology in combination with English, our second language. Now, blended learning. As I was telling you a moment ago, the blended learning is a mixture of learning through online classes and face-to-face classes. This is a perfect combination for our students to learn for different kind of learners. Here we have the QR. If you can scan it, that would be perfect. If you can scan it, what you are going to be able to do is to grade what you are going to find here. There are 4 paragraphs on defining the blended learning, and you are going to be able to give some stars. If you can do it, that would be great. If you cannot, over here we have our link. Okay, blended learning. This picture is for you to recognize this situation. We have our students and we have our platform. Imagine that our students are the strawberries and our platform is the cream. If we see it just like this, in this way separated, there's nothing to do, right? But what if we mixed our strawberries, who are the students, with the cream? If we make this combination, if we make this mixture, we are going to get something really good for the benefit of our students. Our students learning a second language, that it's not just for them to speak or to communicate when they travel or when they speak to people. That's going to be for their own future to get better jobs and better salaries. So if we make this combination about the strawberries that are our students with a platform that is a cream, we are going to get something really good for our future students. Okay. What are the benefits of using a blended learning approach in the English classroom? Take a look at this. Number 1, it allows students to practice all 4 language skills like reading, writing, listening, and speaking. You know that our students have different ways of learning, but they are going to be able to use the 4 skills. It allows your students to come to terms with difficult concepts. It gives your students a chance to take responsibility for their learning. Students are going to be able to use their platforms, not only in class, but also at home, in which they are going to be able to connect and practice their language. It also promotes student interaction and community building. The interaction is the second part, in which they are going to be interacting not only face-to-face in the classroom, but also online. Okay, over here. Blended learning. With blended learning, you become the protagonist because you hear new language and learn to produce it yourself, and then get confirmation and feedback from your teacher. This is especially for students. Students are going to be able to get feedback from teachers so they can see how they are doing. It's so good how motivated the students feel when they are learning the language, when they start communicating, when they start learning, when they know how to use the language as a second language, even here in Mexico or even in another country when they travel. I love this saying from Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. So this is what we want to provoke in our students. Involve them in the language so they learn, so they produce. Now, what kind of platforms do we need? We have a lot of advantages. User-friendly and intuitive, variety in learning resources, portability, customization and flexibility, align with international standard. This has to do with the European framework. It's standardized. Writing and speaking tasks are automatically scored. This is so good for teachers. Teachers are going to be in charge of giving feedback to students, but the exercises that they are going to do in the platform are going to be automatically scored. Teachers don't have to score anything. The platform is going to be the one that is going to be giving the score automatically. Voice recognition. This is something that my partner is going to explain to you in a moment. Tracking and reports. Assessment. There are going to be some assessments for our students, as anything. And the budget friendly. The budget friendly. This is very important. It's a very friendly budget for our students to learn a second language. The only thing is to have our students learn and feel that our students are motivated to start learning a new language. Now, learning happens everywhere, as we were saying, not just in the classroom. Here I have two questions. I'm going to read the two questions and my partner is going to be able to answer. Robert will continue with this after these two questions. Would a blended learning approach help teachers support their learners? Could such an approach allow more time for communicative activities to take place outside the classroom? Okay, so let's see what Robert is going to help us to do. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Letty. Thank you, Ruben, Cesar, and everyone else for having us. As Letty so eloquently stated, that as we go from this lamp lighting era, this industrial age, into the 21st century, we're moving away from these so-called hard skills and more into these soft skills. And soft skills include, as we've seen, digital literacy, lifelong learning, which are all an integral part of employability. Our platform promotes the use of these soft skills, which provides huge benefits for everyone involved. We were talking about the communicative approach. Letty, your screen. Letty can.
There.
Okay, so we were talking about the communicative approach and about how for our students being able to communicate in a global context is now key. We've seen that as we further advance with the use of technology, having effective communication is now fundamental. And communication happens in all ways and forms. And as students need to be fluent and capable of communicating among all different aspects and situations. The communicative approach that these online platforms can take, and especially as, can be conversation-based, where they can see language in context, use and function. But the communication goes further than that, because we can develop and dive into written communication, spoken communication, but also other types of communication. And as students continue to learn, they become more adept in all of these communication ways. A fundamental soft skill now goes a lot further than just listening or writing. Students need to be able to actively listen. They need to be able to actively write. So with the use of these technological tools like advanced annotations, students can put into practice this active listening or active writing by summarizing, by taking notes throughout their learning. We involve students in the learning process. As Cesar mentioned at the beginning, we all learn through different ways, but as Letty mentioned, or Letty showed us, that Benjamin Franklin said, as we involve the students, we learn. We do this through dynamic, interactive activities. Students become involved and they're a central part of the learning process. This creates responsibility. Students become responsible for their learning, which takes them to the next level. This is another soft skill, which is upskilling, which is fundamental for the 21st century and the future. Integrated. The platform develops all of the skills. As we know, that communication isn't just listening, it isn't just speaking, it isn't just writing, it's everything. And it's the whole context that is what we develop. For teachers, as the role of the educator is changing in the 21st century, as Letty demonstrated, with the growth of technology, with the increase in demand for educators and teachers at all levels, teachers need to be able to make informed decisions that can reflect on their practice and their skills. We do this through the reports. Teachers have the ability to go in and see the progress of groups, individual students, which allows them to make informed decisions, not only about what they're teaching, but how they're teaching, which means as educators, through the use of our platform, we can also upskill and we can work on our professional development. We incorporate forums and other such social tools. As we know, social interaction and social learning is fundamental, and it's a huge part of the way we are. As we go from classical learning to more social learning styles, we start absorbing skills that we're not even conscious of. Quizzes and communication. We have measurable key points throughout the courses that allow us to make all of these decisions. The platform itself is really intuitive and it's easy. As we log into the platform, we start with the Erudite site and we click on the login button, which is in the top right-hand corner. And this directs us to our specialized login page where all of the students and the teachers have their unique usernames and passwords. The students enter their usernames and passwords and click login, and the platform takes them to their profile page. Now, the platform works on tablets, computers, and phones, and is relatively quick and responsive. On our main profile page, we have access to all of the courses that we are assigned, all of the groups for our social learning, as well as all of our certificates. We mentioned earlier that the platform's integrated and we develop reading, but we develop reading for very specific purposes. Being able to read and being able to comprehend texts improves our comprehension as we recognize vocabulary in context. Now, we've seen an exponential boom in the amount of information that is available, and information that is available is predominantly in English. And the more we practice these reading abilities, the easier it becomes for us to expand our vocabulary by recognizing this complex language. But also through the use of a variety of different media sources, different types of writings, magazines, infographics, emails, newspapers, students also gain more cultural knowledge, which is also a critical skill for a more globalized future for our students. When we look at the reading activities, they're presented in a clear, easy to understand way. The type of material varies throughout the courses, and students are able to look at the activity, read, understand, answer questions, and receive instant feedback and results, which saves the teachers huge amounts of time in reviewing, checking, and marking, which is beneficial for both teachers as well as students. When Letty mentioned at the beginning, one of our questions about increasing the communicative activities in class, as we reduce the amount of marking that teachers do, we can make better use of our time to focus on more productive, creative activities in class. As we know, grammar is a keystone in the correct use of any language. And traditionally, grammar has always been something that takes up a huge part of our class. And there's reason for this. The better we understand grammar, the more accurately we can use the language. We develop a solid foundation, and having this solid foundation gives us a certain sense of security in the language we use. It goes hand in hand with our reading comprehension and our writing skills, but traditionally has always taken up a huge section of our class, whereas it was teacher-centered and not so much student-centered. Through the use of online platforms and these digital resources, we are able to present grammar to students in context. Students can see grammatical structures, see how they're used. They can read the simple explanations. They can follow the examples. They can then use the grammar to do very specific and focused activities to concrete the learning. This means that as the grammar focus is there for the students to review the amount of times they need, students take this responsibility on themselves and they become autonomous learners. And as teachers, we capitalize on this to put the simple grammar into practice in more dynamic ways in our classroom. Therefore, everyone benefits. Another key skill is writing. Writing enhances our communication, whether it's emails, memos, notes, text messages. Writing is an inherent part of everyday communication. Through the use of our platform, students develop their writing skills, but also increase their creativity. We also know traditionally that for teachers, marking, generating personalized feedback, delivering on-point suggestions to each individual student is also hugely time-consuming, even though it is beneficial. We decided to make the use of current technology and also prepare our teachers and our students for the future by integrating advanced artificial intelligence into our platform. Students are presented with different tasks and they're asked to write or record their voice. They then send off their answers, and our platform will meticulously analyze their answers to give them personalized and specific feedback. We know that feedback for student A is not the same for student B. Student B's needs are not the same as student C's needs. And our platform will identify the specific needs of each individual student in their writing, offer suggestions, offer ways of improving, offer ways they can improve their written communication. Pronunciation. In a globalized world, we come face to face with people from all walks of life. And it's natural, everyone has an accent. And the fact that we all have an accent is okay, but there are certain ways we need to pronounce and speak. And through the use of pronunciation activities on the platform, our students learn fundamentally that even though the sounds may be similar to the sounds they have in their native language, there are fundamental differences. And we work on this. Working on pronunciation gives our students the confidence in what they're saying. It reinforces their communication. It increases their intelligibility. We work on their sound patterns so they can communicate with confidence. Throughout the platform, there are different activities where students are presented with different situations, with different vocabulary, and they're asked to record their voice. Again, as they record their voice, our platform listens to them. It notices how they're saying the words and if they're saying them correctly to be able to correct them. So students can start gaining this confidence to communicate. But as students continue to practice, they can reinforce their speaking abilities and also take responsibility for their communication. Now we know it isn't just reading, writing, grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary is also a crucial point. An enriched vocabulary means that we can interact and express our ideas in numerous situations. A rich vocabulary increases our understanding, but our understanding of ourselves, the world around us, and others. And a rich vocabulary makes communication effective. Our platform presents vocabulary through numerous different ways, through games, through activities, through pictures, through videos. So students can take their time, relate the vocabulary to their lives while they do vocabulary activities. As students are taking responsibility for their learning, this gives us as educators the ability to harness all of these new skills and responsibilities that our students have to push them to the next level so they can become more effective communicators in the 21st century. We know that as the world becomes more globalized, we will be dealing with people from all different parts of the world, and everyone speaks differently. And it's not just about accent. It's also word choice, rhythm, intonation. And by developing our listening skills through the platform, we have an increased exposure to authentic real world communication. We use the platform to develop our active listening skills, like note-taking, like summarizing, so we can really have these soft skills that make us valuable as employees and entrepreneurs in the future. We can see situations on the platform and listen to people express their ideas. As we listen to people, we can use the advanced note-taking system to summarize what people are saying. We can then refer back to our notes to confirm our comprehension. Learning is a social activity, and as great as it is for us as individuals to be autonomous learners, we cannot forget the social side of learning, whether it's in the classroom or also out of the classroom. We've seen an exponential increase in the use of forums and in the use of discussions online, whether it be social media. And the fact that we have a huge library of information available to us is great, but we need to know how to be able to use it. We develop our forums to encourage this sense of community, to encourage this sense of collaboration and teamwork, which are more of these soft skills that make an individual employable. We encourage peer learning, but also we can develop problem solving and critical thinking skills through the use of forum activities. We can, in our specific groups, set up a discussion, paste a title and a description, so students can think about their answer, they can investigate, they can analyze, and they can present everything, all of their ideas. With this discussion activity and these forums available, as other students start to participate, we can learn through other people's experiences. We can live vicariously. We can learn vicariously. This helps us collaborate and work better with other people. And reports. Reporting is necessary, and it goes back to grading. And as teachers, our primary interest is knowing and understanding that our students are learning. But it goes beyond that. We need to know how our students are learning, what they're learning, and how effectively they are learning. This detailed information influences us and our practice. It influences our planning, our curriculum, and the resources we use. It influences the activities we design for our classroom, but also it helps us reflect on our professional development and our practice. As our students develop and progress and we can see them working, we can understand the methodologies, the tools, the activities that we use that work and don't work. And we can take informed decisions to grow professionally. The reports are laid out very, very simply and easy to understand. We can see when students are active. We can see all of the courses we have assigned and the number of students. We can see when students have started working, when students haven't started working, the activities they have in progress. We can get detailed information on individual students to see their activities, their quizzes, which inform the decisions and the role we play as teachers inside a classroom. These reports are downloadable. This means that we can take this information, we can filter this information so that we get the specific information that we need that lets us decide how to best continue to create these more autonomous, responsible, and employable students. And the platform is completely responsive. It works on laptops, tablets, as well as phones, which means that students can access the platform 24/7 from wherever they are. So in summary, how do we become more creative, more communicative in our classroom? We enable our students to become autonomous, to be responsible for their learning, and to become people with 21st century soft skills. Leticia, I'll hand it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Okay, guys, so just to finish with this presentation for our students. Let me show you just the last. Okay, here it is. Guys, as I was telling you a moment ago, the price is very friendly, right? As you can see, it's just 35. And well, here we have it in Spanish. It's like an exclusive price. So as you can see, it's a very friendly cost. Okay, so I really recommend you to take this opportunity for our students. And there is another QR. You can scan it. And let me share with you. Okay. It's an easy thing to do if you scan it. But if you can't, anyway, I will put in the chat the link so you can start. If you teachers have the opportunity to get a demo of this, you can scan it or go directly to the link. I have already put it in the chat for you to register. Okay, anyway, you have it over here. And thank you guys. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for everything. And believe me that this is a great opportunity for our students to get this language. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Robert. Thank you very much, Leticia. It was great to have you here. The platform is great. Everything we saw was fantastic. And the price for the Escuelas Normales is just great. I think it's a very, very good opportunity for our English teachers at all Escuelas Normales around the country. Thank you very much. Cesar, you're there. Would you like to? ¿Quieres
Pues
despedir?
sí, gracias. Únicamente agradecerles, Robert, Leticia, por compartir con toda la comunidad normalista esta plataforma. Estoy seguro que será de gran interés. Vamos a compartir, como les había comentado en un principio, esta grabación con todas las escuelas normales del país y seguro estoy que estarán recibiendo comunicación inmediata por parte de los formadores de inglés de las escuelas normales y de todos los estudiantes que estén interesados en poder colaborar con ustedes. Muchísimas gracias por esta charla, este taller, y seguiremos en comunicación. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.